Thank you. I'm Bob Bullock, and I'm a Democrat candidate for Attorney General, and I'm very pleased to be here. I want to thank the sponsors of the program. I want to thank Ms. Cleaves, Al Cross, Mr. Fannin, the journalists, and especially the students that have come out this evening to hear our debate. There's one thing that distinguishes me from everyone else running for Attorney General, and I'm fortunate to have this one important qualification, and that's experience. I've had as Mr. Cross mentioned, I've had over 30 years experience in the Attorney General's office. And this is in the wide range of activities in the Attorney General's office, from criminal law to consumer law to civil law, and this wide range of experience makes me uniquely qualified for the office of Attorney General. I'm, for instance, the only candidate, as far as I know, that's ever written an Attorney General's opinion, and I've written it myself. I'm the only candidate, to my knowledge, who's ever argued a open records case before the Kentucky Supreme Court, and I've done that. The qualifications that I have will make me uniquely qualified to be your next Attorney General, and I'm going to ask for your support. Thank you.
Mr. Conway.
Well, thank you, Judy. Thank you, Al. Thanks to the University of Kentucky for having us here today. It's an honor to be on this panel with my compadres up here, and it's interesting. I'm here at the University of Kentucky, and I heard the murmur when Al introduced me and mentioned I had a degree from Duke University. So that's always fun out on the campaign trail. I would like to say that I matriculated before Christian Laettner, and when I announced, I actually went on a radio program with my good friend Terry Miners, and he asked me that very question. And the pledge I took was that at some point in the campaign trail this year, I'll bump into Richie Farmer, and I've taken a pledge I'll lay down and let him stomp on my chest. So there you go. But I do want to be serious with you for a moment, because this is a very serious job. My name is Jack Conway, and I'm very, very excited to be running for the office of Attorney General. It's a very, very important position. You're the state's chief prosecutor. You're the state's chief consumer advocate. You're an environmental advocate. And yes, you're in charge of the state's sunshine laws. You're in charge of helping to enforce them. You're in charge of handling the appeals. And I've been in a position working in state government as a legal counsel to a governor that I understand what happens when an open records request comes to state government. An agency will say, oh my goodness, Al Cross or Tom Loftus wants half our database on something or other. And then the agency has a decision to make. Does the agency want to come at this issue in the spirit of everything is open and we're going to try to comply? Or is the agency trying to hide something? And I think as the Attorney General, you not only need to be a worker bee on the issues, but you need to be an advocate that documents and meetings are open, and that state government is open for all to review. And it's not just an openness issue for the agencies, it's also an issue of protecting your tax dollars. So thank you very much.
Now for the Republican candidates, beginning with Mr. Coleman.
I do want to join everyone in thanking you for the opportunity to be here tonight and speak to this group about open government, because I think that is an important issue that the Attorney General must face. I think I'm the only one here tonight who is an elected official. I've been Commonwealth's attorney. I'm in my second term. I was also a county attorney. And as under both of those positions, I've had experience both in responding with open records requests and issuing requests in investigations. So I know the dynamics on each side of that. And getting Mr. Farrell's letter, he said, we want to know what your philosophy is. And I thought about that for a few minutes. It kind of reminded me of my uncle, who was a fairly successful construction person. He goes around the country remodeling restaurants. And I was talking to him a while back, and he says, well, I've gotten to the point, I've seen so much behind the scenes in restaurants, I won't eat in a restaurant anymore. It's just, you wouldn't believe what goes on. The only place that he'll eat is Waffle House. And if anybody who's been at a late night trip to Waffle House will know that the kitchen's out in the open, and everything that happens you see. And that's kind of my philosophy, I think, is I think everything should be open in government. Because you speak with people and you deal with them on these open records requests, and there are issues that they say, well, we can get more done behind the scenes. And frankly, I don't believe that's correct. I think that if we're open and we're honest with everyone and show what's going on, then that's what's important, and I think we can run more open government. I'd rather have someone out in the open doing than picking up a chicken off the floor. So that's my philosophy, and I'm sticking to that. So, thank you.
Mr. Kimball.
My name is Phil Kimball. I think we're all for the Open Records Act. In fact, Mr. Coleman and I were joking earlier, it'd be kind of fun if one of us said we were for more secrecy in government. So that's not going to happen. But I thought I'd go back and look at why, what are the philosophical underpinnings of open records and open meetings. And so I went to the source for everything is Dan Jack Combs, who was a Kentucky Supreme Court Justice from Eastern Kentucky, used to say you could probably find it in the Constitution, and he carried one around with him just in case you needed to look something up. Well, in Kentucky, we have two sections, 14. All courts